Hello guys, how are you doing? It's your boy Dave. After watching the fight between Tyson Fury and Otto Wallen, I have this to discuss. Do you really think that Fury can beat Wilder in their rematch? Because after watching the abysmally poor performance of Tyson Fury, it's starting to look like Wilder is gonna end the fight early. The reason I called it a poor performance was that in the beginning, Fury was fooling around with Otto Wallen, and Wallen was pressing on. First round, second round, third round. In the third round, Wallen was able to land a flush left hand and um, and caught Fury over his right eye. And from then on, the fight went south. If Wallen had won extra 3 rounds in that fight, he would have taken the fight. Not just winning, if he was able to get the doctors to stop the fight for Fury, he would have won. You know. So, but Wallen is not he's not even a B level fighter. It's like a C level fighter. So after round three, Wallen just tired out. He just managed to get to the end of the fight. He was just gasping for air and all. So I wish he had a little more energy to press on, push back a little. There were times I knew that Fury was giving up, but Wallen was not just putting on the fight. He was not. He didn't come to fight. Maybe he mentally felt defeated before the fight started. I just wished that Wallen was able to do something. The reason I was rooting for Wallen in that fight was that Fury cherry picked him. Out of all the top fighters in the world, Fury could have fought. Fury was just cherry picking, waiting for the Wilder rematch. This year alone, every fight that Fury has been in, I don't even know the names of the fighters. Where we have people like Dillian White, Fury should fight. We have people like Ortiz that people should fight. You know, there are so many people, so many good fighters there, B level fighters there, even A-level fighters that Fury should get in the ring with. Instead, he's going to in the suburbs of some countries and neighborhoods to pick up random fighters that nobody knows. You know, so I wanted it to be a cherry picking gone wrong, like in the case of Anthony Joshua. So, but Fury managed to survive. So, but that fight taught us some things about Fury. Fury is undefeated, but we learned some things about him. Number one is that if he's hot, he struggles with the fight. He's not the kind of person that can easily cope with the fight if he's hurt. So if in that rematch with Wilder he gets hurt early in the fight, he might find it difficult to um, to carry on the fight with a good fighter uh, like Wilder. Then secondly, if you go to the body, you weaken Fury. His head can move very fast. He can do all those Muhammad Ali head movement stuff. But his huge body stays basically at the same place. So I expect Wilder to go to the body, even though Wilder has never thrown body shots in his life. You know, if Wilder can go to the body, he's gonna end Fury's that rematch with Fury early. Fury is gonna find himself in a position where he's leaning over because in that fight with Otto Wallen, Fury was just bending over. It's just that Wallen couldn't throw it. Wallen didn't know what to do. He couldn't throw it straight right. Fury was just giving him his head. If Fury tried that with Wilder, it would have been a disaster because Wilder will always take advantage of that head. If you lean to your right while fighting Wilder, that's the end of your career. He's gonna knock you right back into your home country. So, but Otto Wallen wasn't able to take any advantage at all, and he was not as huge. Wallen is not as huge. It was as huge as he should have been to fight that fight. It was as if they were two different weight classes. The tiny little jabs from Fury were really rocking Otto Wallen. So I kind of understand his position. He struggled a lot in that fight. So, but I see now that body shots really hurt Fury. So in that rematch with Wilder, which is supposedly Fury's next fight, Wilder might want to go to the body if he wants to win. Then Fury doesn't have enough power in his hands to hurt Wilder. So his only chance of winning that Wilder rematch would be to to do exactly what he did in the first fight, but this time around, try not to get caught. You understand? He should try like do all those Jackie movement stuff and outbox Wilder. He doesn't have enough power to knock out Wilder. So, which means the odds are against him in that Wilder fight. If he takes that fight, that could be his first loss. So what I expect to happen is that his family might call him to the table and try and negotiate with him to avoid that Wilder fight. So what we could see going forward is that when the fight approaches, we could hear stories that he took pet. He was found wanting in the name of substances, and then the fight is postponed or cancelled. We're gonna end up having such things. I think he's gonna duck because his father came out in an interview the other day and was blasting all his trainers. His father said that he wants all his trainers fired because they didn't prepare Fury well for the fight against Otto Wallin. In Deontay Wilder's case, it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be worse. Wilder doesn't come to joke. And every time we've seen Wilder do a rematch, in fact, if you're in the ring with Wilder and you don't know what you're doing, it's gonna take you out there fast. Wilder doesn't joke around. He doesn't fool around in the ring. If you don't know exactly what you're doing, you're gonna find yourself jerking on the floor. So I believe that Fury needs to rethink the Wilder rematch if he wants to maintain his undefeated record. But at the same time, if he instead um, decides to cherry pick again, people could start considering him as a joke. Personally, I consider him as a joke now because not because he's not talented, but because basically he likes fighting some kinds of fighters that are unknown. He's not taking up real challenges. So until then, I consider him just a clown in the heavyweight division. So I'd like to know what you guys think. Don't forget to subscribe if this is the first time you're watching any of my videos. Click the red subscribe button below, alright? So that anytime I make a new video, you'll be the first to get a notification. Let me know what you think in the comment section.